Chair, Mr. Chair.
How is that? Yes, you wanna,
Yes, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I mean, all these figures, bumaba lahat, bumaba ang Farmgate, bumaba ho lahat. But what we want to hear, Ma'am Neda, but what's happening? Bumaba pala lahat. Bumaba landed cost, bumaba yung Farmgate. Pero bakit mataas ang bigas ho natin? How come we cannot, hindi po ma-reconcile? I don't know, what are you reading? Where are you getting all your figures? Iba rin ho yung figures namin. And this is the reason why we have this Quintacom because we're looking for ways. Kayo ho, parang it's all theory. Kanina po kami nagbubulungan dito. Hindi namin alam kung saan ninyo kinukuha. Bumaba na ho lahat. Yet the rice still at 50, 60. Parang wala pong realization. Hindi po tumutugma eh. I don't know. Maganda po yung sinasabi ninyo. Napakaganda pakinggan. Pero yung tao na pinapanood ho tayo, hindi nila maramdaman. We want figures na nararamdaman po sa ibaba. That's what we want. And this is the reason why we're here, all these 5 committees, kasi gusto nating maramdaman. Kasi puro theory. Lahat binibigyan tayo ng NEDA, kahit yung boss nyo dati nagbigay na ganito yung presyo, natawa nila yung taong bayan, because hindi po maramdaman. We want figures, ma'am, na nararamdaman ng taong bayan. That's what we want. I don't know if ito kaya nga ho tayo nag-uusap-usap dito, pero you keep on giving us figures na mababa po, but then hindi po maramdaman. Saan po yan ngayon? What's happening, Mr. Chair?
okay, let us allow Neda to finish, but noted and it will be answered. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if I may continue po. So,
So,
yung
the domestic,
The landed
the
cost,
farm gate
sir,
price went down by?
the
by-
landed cost went down. So it is a puzzle din po for us na perhaps this deserves a more nuanced analysis. Kasi in a highly competitive market, you would expect that a decrease in tariff rates would result in increased quantity of imports and the increase in quantity of rice supply in the market and should translate to lower retail. Pero hindi po yun yung nangyari. So therefore, if markets were sufficiently competitive, the data should show that the reduction of tariffs would cascade in both retail and farm gate markets. However, mukha pong markets were not sufficiently competitive. Dominant market players would be able to price goods above competitive market levels. In this scenario, lowering tariffs would cause dominant market players to substitute locally produced rice for imported rice until the cost of acquiring locally produced rice equals the cost of acquiring imported rice. As a result, the derived demand for palay would fall and a drop in farm gate prices would be observed. However, since dominant market players can set prices above competitive market prices, the transmission from wholesale to retail would be minimal. This means that the price dynamics currently observed in the market are more consistent with what would be observed in a non-competitive market structure. So what we're saying, Mr. Chair, is kailangan po sigurong tingnan yung translation from wholesale to retail kasi doon po tayo nagka-problema. Thank you po.
Mr. Chair, very quickly. Yeah, Mr. Chair, if we can request the NEDA officer to answer with a yes or no, just to align and laymanize everything. So, Mr. Chair, ma'am, ang sabi nyo, yung presyo sa buong mundo ay bumaba. Yes or no? Bumaba po siya.
Opo, bumaba po.
Okay. Yung landed cost, ibig sabihin yung presyo ng bigas per kilo na imported na bumagsak sa Pilipinas ay bumaba by 7 pesos more or less per kilo. Tama o mali?
Purge muna.
That's what you stated. The 44 pesos to 33.
Andali po. Para po sigurado ako sa aking sagot. So yung landed cost of imported rice declined po as of October. Declined yung Vietnam po, 33.95.
Yeah, ma'am,
per
can we
kilo.
have the difference, please? Kasi para maintindihan ng taong bayan, just the estimate, bumaba ba ang presyo ng bigas pag land sa Pilipinas o hindi?
Dali, ma'am. 7.37 pesos po ang
So you are saying yes to my earlier question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, pangatlong tanong, ipinakita din ng presentation nyo, ang sinasabi nyo, dumami yung supply sa Pilipinas ng bigas ikumpara sa demand natin. Tama o mali?
Tama po.
Okay. Mr. Chair, with this, ang katapusan kong naintindihan, allow me to laymanize it. Sa pagkaintindi ko, ang sinasabi ng NEDA, bumaba ang presyo ng bigas sa buong mundo. Bumaba ang presyo ng bigas na imported pagdating sa Pilipinas. Tumaas at mas marami ang supply ng bigas sa Pilipinas, kaya supposedly mas mababa ang presyo. Subalit, yung dapat na bagsak ng presyo na mararamdaman ni Maria at ni Juan ay tila nawala sa hangin dahil sa posibilidad na walang kompetisyon or merong pag-uusap-usap sa presyo at dagdag pa dito ang dagok sa ating mga farmers dahil napuwersa silang magbenta ng napakamura ng kanilang produkto pero ang kumikita naman ay ang malalaking negosyante. Is that an accurate summary of what you presented, Ma'am Neda?
At this point po, hindi po ako makapagbigay ng conclusion. Kagaya po ng nasabi ko kanina, maari po sigurong mas laliman yung pag-aaral. Kasi
How about the possibility? Kasi para po maintindihan ng taong bayan, yung iyong sinasabi kanina, NEDA has to go down, laymanize what you are saying, yung naiintindihan ng taong bayan. So yung capsule na sinabi ko, yung ba ang pinupunto ng iyong presentasyon o hindi?
Ang base po sa datos na natanggap namin, ang wholesale price po base sa landed cost ay dapat ay bumaba base sa international price na bumaba at lower tariff. Kaya lang doon po sa observation pagdating sa retail, kung gumalaw man pababa, kaunti lang po yung pagbaba ng presyo. So hindi po nag-translate yung lower tariff at bigger supply ng bigas at yung lower price sa international market. So ang minumungkahi po ng NEDA ay pag-aralan pa perhaps ng PCC kung meron man pong
Mr.
dahilan
Chair,
yun.
with this, klarong-klaro po na dapat bumababa ang presyo ng bigas. Klarong-klaro po, sinabi ng lahat ng ahensya na hindi ramdam or hindi naaabot ni Maria at ni Juan ang pagbaba ng presyo ng bigas. Klarong-klaro po na pati yung ating Filipino farmers at rice palay farmers ay nadedihado na rin. With this, Mr. Chair, I move that this committee invite as resource persons the top 10 wholesalers of rice in the Philippines para matumbok natin ang problemang ito. And with that, Mr. Chair, any second?
Pero imbita na natin. I think you're already here, Mr. Chair.
Actually, some of them are already here. So, but we will, the position of the chair will be strengthened by the motion. So, is there a second?
Second.
There an objection? Hearing none?
Mr. Chair, I further move that the PCC be directed to report before this August committee the reasons and the probabilities why this is happening. Kasi hindi po pwede, Mr. Chair, na meron tayong mga ahensya ng gobyerno, ginagawa na ng liderato ng Kongreso at ng Pangulo ang lahat-lahat, pero tila meron tayong mga ahensyang natutulog. Punong-puno po ang ICU dahil sa dami ng sakit ngayon, Mr. Chair. I move that the Philippine Competition Commission be directed to submit a report with regards to the issue of why rice prices at the retail market has not been reduced in contrast to the expectations of all the interventions done by government. So moved, Mr. Chair.
Other objections? Hearing none? Sasagot ka na, PCC.
Yeah, Mr.
Mabilis,
Chair, we are, nagka-case build up na po kami, Mr. Chair. Narinig ko po kanina yung mga information na sinabit ng mga iba-ibang ahensya sa committee nito. Kung pwede po sana mabigyan din po kami ng information na
No,
yun para makapag...
we'll give you the entire offload.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Kasi po, bago po kami mag-inspect ng mga warehouse, meron po muna kaming kaso po sa isang ahensya at saka kuha po kami ng court permit. So, mas malaga po, Mr. Chair, may solid na information kami sa isang entity para po makapag...
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman.
Nandito si Beron.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I wonder what else ang kailangan ni PCC director na ebidensya, because in the last hearing it was established that the landed cost was reduced by at least 6 to 7 pesos. Kanina sinabi ni Commissioner Rubio that world prices are steady. And in fact, it's coming down. So assuming that the price of rice in the world market stays at USD $500 per metric ton, it is equated to 29 pesos at an exchange rate of 58 per US dollar. So, dati, ang landed cost ng mga importer is 39 to 40 pesos with 35% tariff rate. Ngayon, bumaba na. Very simple ang calculation. Just reduce it by 20%. Umabot na tayo sa 33 to 34 pesos, which means that the cost per kilo has gone down by 6 to 7 pesos. That is the revenue that is lost by government. Dapat itong 6 to 7 pesos, napupunta ito sa consumer. It's assuming that the fixed cost, meaning distribution, logistical, warehousing, remain constant. Dapat ang 6 to 7 pesos, napupunta po yun sa mga consumer natin. Kasi hindi na dapat pakialaman ng importer yun eh. Kasi hindi na nga sila na-charge ng gobyerno. So, ang nangyayari is, nawala na ng revenue ang gobyerno through BOC, binulsa pa ng mga importer ang 6 to 7 pesos. So, hindi na kailangan, Director of PCC, maghanap pa ng ebidensya. This is a clear proof that the importers are actually pocketing the 6 to 7 pesos that should have been transferred to the consumer. All right. So before you make your comment, gusto ko lang tanungin si Miss Laksa of PSA, no? Based on the methodology that you employ in gathering data and your statistics, how accurate is your data? Kasi wala kang mini-mention ng margin of error. You seem to convince us that what you present is very accurate. You have not considered, the volume of rice imports that don't go through BOC in determining your self-sufficiency ratio. So, have you considered, Ms. Laksa, the other factors that would affect the self-sufficiency ratio? Kasi hindi kasama sa radar ng PSA ang mga smuggled goods which I will be asking Commissioner Rubio later on if they have some data to present.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. You are correct, Mr. Chairman. For the beginning stocks and for the rice stocks and palay production, these are coming from survey results. Thereby, we have a confidence interval for these estimates. Ibig sabihin po, yung pinapresent po namin ay point estimates, and there could be an upper limit and lower limit to this. We also compute the coefficient of variation, which means may certain level of reliability that we compute before we release it to the public. We could provide this in the committee, Mr. Chair, if needed.
Yes, so how
However-
accurate are the data presented to us, Ms. Laksa?
For the
What
palay,
is the range? What is the range? Your upper and your lower limit.
I will just have to get the data for the upper and lower limit, Mr. Chair. About our coefficient of variation, that means the reliability of the estimates is lower than 10%. That means it's good or reliable and acceptable po. As to the lower and upper limit, we will just get, Mr.
Okay,
Chair.
kindly submit those information in the next hearing. So I move to Commissioner Rubio and Ascom Maronilla. So what we actually quantify as losses in revenue by reducing tariff is only based, Commissioner, on what is legally imported, correct? So do you have any estimates as to the volume of rice that don't go through, the mainstream importation, that is still part of the supply to the Filipino consumers? Meron ba kayong estimate yung mga na-apprehend ninyo na mga smugglers, and what is the volume of this rice that don't go through the mainstream importation?
Yes, Mr. Chair. I can only give you data of our apprehended seized commodities, the value of seized commodities. And insofar as our regular ports, I assure the committee that we are doing our job in preventing the entry of illegal goods or smuggled rice to that effect. I can only say that our borders are porous, Your Honor. So I also collaborate and coordinate with other law enforcement agencies to help us guard our borders from entry of illegal goods, Your Honor.
Estimate lang, Commissioner, based on the apprehensions that were done by BOC. Anong volume na nahuhuli ninyo? Yeah, because we should consider this since na yung question natin dito, it was established earlier that there is actually oversupply of rice. And yet, despite the oversupply, prices are not coming down. So, oversupply is compounded also by smuggled goods. I don't take it against you because even America has the strictest border control in the world. And yet, smuggling continues in the US. So sa atin, naintindihan natin yan ang situation dito sa Pilipinas. Ang sinasabi ko lang is, we want to at least have an empirical data on the volume of smuggled rice because that should be considered, when you take things into consideration, the total supply that enters the Philippines. Because smuggled goods should affect actually the prices of rice. Di ba? Pag smuggled siya, wala ka namang mura na ngayong tariff, inismuggle mo pa, dapat bagsak ang presyo sa merkado, and yet we don't see that in the market. Yung yung data nyo lang, Combien. Sa inyo lang, kung ano yung mga volume ng nahuhuli ninyo, for 2024.
Yes, Mr. Chair. For the estimates of our apprehended seizure on agricultural products is about 856 million. I'll just have to check the disaggregation, Your Honor. Can you give me time to
Yeah,
check
sure.
on the disaggregation?
You just have to quantify in terms of metric tons for specifically for rice.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll check the disaggregation, Your Honor.
All right.
I'll...
Malaki yan, 856 million. That's the consolidated
that's the
amount
total
of the
all
seizures made.
agricultural products.
All right.
Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, just a interjection on the questions raised by Chairman Biron. Just a short follow-up lang kasi following the thoughts that Chairman Biron raised, I'd like to ask the good commissioner.
Yung siko ni Briones, ginagawa.
Sige, with the indulgence of
Sige.
is that okay, Chairman? Tanong ko lang si Commissioner kasi 856 million as you stated earlier, yung amount of more or less smuggled goods, agri-products. The next question is, what did customs do with the smugglers? Were you able to identify? Were you able to file cases against them? Kasi they could be using consignees
And then when they're apprehended, they use another consignee, but these are the same people. So, Mr. Commissioner, sino ang pinakamalaking smuggler ng bigas dito sa Pilipinas?
Your Honor, all apprehended and seized cargos undergo investigation and eventually after seizure proceedings we file cases through the DOJ. Your
Chairman.
Honor. I'll
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, can I be recognized?
Okay, Caps.
Tao nga pa ka supposedly mag-interject kay Chairman Barbers. Iba yung sa akin, but just to follow up. Commissioner, please directly answer. Sino? May kaso ba? Sino?
can you give me time, Your Honor, to check
What?
on
Why
our case,
time?
Your Honor?
Why?
I'll just have to check my data, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. In a few
I don't
minutes, you
have
should
it with
answer
me,
the
Your Honor.
query of Chairman Barbers.
Okay, sana.
I have to make sure of my data, Your Honor. So
Kailan nga?
just
Bukas? Makalawa? Next week? Next
give me
hearing?
until tomorrow, Your Honor.
No, today. You check it in your record.
Okay, Your Honor.
Before this hearing ends. Naglulukoy tayo dito, Mr. Chairman eh.
Okay, Your
You
Honor.
don't have the record now?
I don't have the record with me now.
Or you check with your records?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Sige, ikaw muna, then talagang si Briones na.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and to the Honorable Nikki Briones. Mabilis lang ako. In line lang doon sa napag-usapan kanina based on the presentation of NEDA. Because parang it seems, I read an article na yung DA gave a pronouncement na January pa mararamdaman yung pagbaba ng presyo. Can I get a clarification? Bakit kaya?
Neda?
DA, Mr. Chair.
DA.
May I request an answer from the answers?
Wala man si Arsis.
Walang CPS. It was in the papers. I'm sure you're familiar. Yusek Chris.
Sino Christian?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sino yun? Babae sino?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
May I have the question again?
Yes, there was a pronouncement in the papers made public questioning na nga yung presyo. Bakit hindi nagta-translate yung tariff? So, but based on the presentation of NEDA, meron na talagang manipulation. But as far as DA is concerned, based on that article, parang there's a discord. You don't believe that there is some manipulation going on. So baka, can we get clarity on that statement of DA?
What we are doing now with the DA is we're introducing the Rice for All program.
Yes, I understand. But bakit January? What was your basis,
The
computation?
January is for the introduction of new varieties, Your Honor.
No, yung impact of the tariff, yung lowering of tariff. Kasi may pronouncement kayo eh.
We're expecting that because there are the entry of course, the imported rice, Your Honor, we're expecting that prices will definitely go down. Initially, we said it's October, and then now that we're looking at the stocks, and now we're looking that it might come down by January next year.
So you are in the belief that there is no profiteering? Tama ba? Is that the understanding of the agency? Kasi January pa eh. So, parang based on that explanation, the stocks right now are still based on stocks purchased probably by June or even earlier. Tama ba?
Your Honor, this is also a product of our conversations and discussions with importers and also with retailers. So they're saying, the importers are also saying that we might be expecting a lowering of price by next year. And also the retailers are saying that much of this would depend on how much they will be buying.
Yes,
rice.
but isn't that confusing? Kasi may simulation din kasi kami dito eh. As far as our simulations are concerned, ito na yung ano, no? With landed cost, all the charges, wholesale prices by August, 40 pesos, 5% broken. October, yung dumating 38 pesos. And then November, 37 na. Ito na yung simulation namin. So, ito dapat yung nagta-translate, di ba? Or if I'm guessing, dapat yung August price, ito na yung nare-realize natin at the latest, di ba? But not June price. Sige, Yusek Chris.
Mr. Chair, if I may, I think the one you're referring to is a September 24 issue, where our secretary mentioned about he expect a rice price drop by December or January. But it is the assumption na talagang magkakaroon ng
Yeah, okay.
trickle down of the magkakaroon
so-
effect yung lower. September po
So what
yung-
is your belief now? Naniniwala ba kayo na mayroong manipulation sa presyo ang kagawaran?
There's an imperfect market. There's a cartel-like
Yes, your opinion.
environment. Pero
Your opinion of DA. Meron? May manipulation sa merkado?
there's a situation environment that can, yes sir. Pero we
Okay.
cannot say na kasi hindi naman kami directly involved on that. Nandito
Yes.
ang
Anyway,
PCC.
sige, but
But-
again, Yusek Chris, the last hearing na-establish natin, you are buying 42 pesos. You're selling at
Selling
42.
42, yes.
So kaya nga, di ba? So that's my point. So you are in the belief na mura dapat binibenta. Kasi walang subsidy yun eh. Tama?
Yes sir.
Okay. So anyway, because of course kanina pa naghihintay yung kaibigan ko. Anyway, pagbigyan ko na lang muna. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Congressman Briones is hereby recognized. Please
Thank
don't-
you, Mr. Chair.
On the condition you don't talk about eggs and pigs.
No.
Bananas.
Hindi. Mr. Chair, ang gusto ko lang tanungin ang NEDA. Kasi malinaw na yung DA, inamin na last meeting na sinasabi nila na nakinabang importer. Sinabi ito ni Yusek Asis Perez. So, ang NEDA, ano ba ang purpose? Bakit ninyo pina-aproban kay Presidente yung EU 62? Anong ini-expect ninyo sa presyo ng bigas?
Mr. Chair, yun pong objective ng pag-implement po ng EO62 was to curb inflation. Kasi po, yung food inflation, siya po yung pinakamalaking contributor po. So sa parte po ng mga consumers, mataas po yung presyo. So yun po sana yung ine-expect natin with lower tariff, landed cost ay dapat mababa, which yun naman po yung lumabas sa ating mga datos. Magta-translate po sana siya sa lower tariff, lower retail. Pero sa mga datos pong nakolekta, hindi po ganun ang nangyari.
So, malinaw na in spite na mababa ang tariff at landed cost, pati yung farm gate price ng ating farmers, hindi bumaba ang presyo. Last meeting, sinabi ng DA na importers lang ang nakinabang dito sa nangyayari. Sa tingin nyo ba, nakikinabang ang importers dito?
Sir Chair, I cannot categorically address that question kasi may ibang ahensya po ng gobyerno na mas may mandato tungkol dyan.
Kasi dahil sa inyong EU62 na yan tinututulan namin dati, pinilit nyo ibaba ang tariff from 35 to 15%. Na ang aming ine-expect nga dyan, hindi rin naman bababa ang presyo at maapektuhan yung ating farmers, which is yun ang nangyari. Pero kita na ninyo na hindi bumaba yung presyo ng bigas. Pero anong ginawa ninyo bilang kayo ay yung nag-spearhead nung EU62? Nang makita nyo na hindi bumababa ang presyo sa merkado. Anong ginawa ng NEDA?
Base po doon sa provision po ng EO62, nag-report po ang NEDA sa Office of the President nung rice situation at binigyan din po namin ng kopya ang Tariff Commission. Ang objective po nito ay tingnan nila kung ano po yung gagawin sa tariff. Kasi wala po sa mandato ng NEDA yung pagbaba ng tariff. Yan po ay magdadaan dapat sa tamang proseso. Pagbaba or pag-akyat ng taripa. Or pag-maintain po ng taripa.
Hindi, yun yung review. Pwede nyo
Opo.
ibaba o itaas. Pero yung hindi nyo na-achieve yung inyong purpose, kung bakit nag-recommend kayo na Executive Order 62, wala kayong ginawa para malaman kung saan napupunta yung 7 pesos na ibinaba sa landed cost, yung binaba ng tariff, tsaka yung binaba ng farm gate price ng ating mga palay farmers.
Kaya po minungkahi namin po kanina na maari po sigurong mag-delve deeper yung PCC kung ano po yung rason kung bakit hindi po nag-translate yung lower landed cost at doon sa lower retail price sana na ina-expect natin. Pero kung balikan ko po yung presentation ko kanina.
Hindi. Yung presentation nyo,
yung
sabi nga, ang pinag-uusapan natin dito, Mr. Chair, the presentation nyo, parang ginajustify ninyo na kung bakit hindi bumaba yung presyo ng bigas sa merkado. Pero yun ang ine-expect ng tao dahil dapat yun ang mangyari. Ngayon, kaya yung DA sinabi na posible na importers. Kayo, ayaw niyong aminin. Kasi kung hindi niyo aminin, walang mangyayari sa atin dito. Dahil pilit na mag-justify nyo, hindi na nga nangyari yung ine-expect nyo. So, dapat, ang ating tutukan, itong mga importers na posibleng totoong siyang nakikinabang dito. Ngayon, Mr. Chair,
Failure na.
meron tayong, kung ang nakikinabang ay ang mga importers, hindi ito mangyayari kung hindi dalawa o higit pa ang nagsasabuatan. Dahil base sa datos na inireport mo, Ma'am Yeba, Director Yeba, 3.2 million metric tons ang stocks natin. Tumaas, naging 83 days from 60 days. So ibig sabihin, napakarami nating bigas. Nasaan yung mga bigas na yan? Tinatago ba yan? Inalam nyo ba? Alam nyo na ganun karami ang bigas. Inalim nyo ba kung nasaan yung bigas na yan? Nagkaroon ba man lang kayo ng move na tingnan o paimbestigahan? Considering na kayo failure yung inyong executive order na pinapurmahan kay Presidente, napahiya ang Presidente niya. Siya, lahat nagsasabi, bababa ang presyo with your recommendation. Pero walang nangyari. So, naniniwala ako, Mr. Chair, na merong sabuatan. Kung makikita dito sa top 10 importers, Mr. Chair, ang number 5 importers ay ang RBS, Universal Grains Traders Corporation. Ang number 9 is Soda Trade Corporation. Pag tinignan natin kung sino ang mga may-ari ng dalawang importer na ito, yung RBS, 153,000 metric tons. Yung Soda Trade Corporation, 119,000 metric tons. Total, 273,000 metric tons. Ibig sabihin, halos sila na yung number 1 importer. Pero pag tiningnan mo, Mr. Chair, ang mga may-ari, yung Presidente Rosalyn Simukawa, 60% owner. Ito ba'y Pilipino o Haponesa? Dito sa Soda Trade, Rosalyn Simukawa, 25% ang ownership. At ang mga may-ari, Corazon Barnuevo, Vice President. Rosalie Barbuedo, Corporate Secretary. Bernard Ormon Barnuevo, 1%. Rayo Simukawa, 40%. Orville Corazon Barnuevo dito sa Soda Trade, 25%. Orville Barnuevo, 17%. Rosalie Barnuevo. Madalit sabi, Mr. Chair, dalawang malalaking importer, kasama sa top 10, at talo sila na naging number 1 importer, iisa may-ari. Ibig sabihin, dito pa lang, malinaw na merong pwedeng mangyaring sabwatan. Siyempre, gusto nilang kumita, kaya ang mga bigas natin nasa bodega. Hindi nilalabas, kaya hindi bumababa yung presyo. Sasabihin nila sa farmers, hindi namin mabibilihan yung palay o hindi nyo ibababa kasi ang dami pa naming, hindi naman nila kaya, sa totoo lang, hindi nila kailangan ng bigas. So, naapektuhan yung farmers, walang nangyari sa consumer kasi may sabwagan. May kartel na nangyayari. At para sabihin, Mr. Chair, ang kartel, dalawa o higit pa na nagsasabwatan ay at the expense of the consumer and farmers para mamanipula yung presyo at supply ay yan ang kartel. Ayon sa Anti-Agricultural Economic Sabotage Act natin, Republic Act 12022. So, ang dapat natin tutukan dito, Mr. Chair, sino-sino itong nagkakartel ng bigas? Dahil ito ang nananabutahe sa gusto ng government at sa mga ating mga partners. So, Mr. Chair,
Yes.
sinasuggest ko lang na sana yung ating batas na ito na effectivity October 17, nasa batas na within 60 days. Dapat ay magkaroon ng yung enforcement group natin ay mabigyan ng ika nga ay magkaroon ng mga duties and na maumpisahan nila na maimbestigahan itong kartel na nangyayari. Malinaw. Kasi paikutin natin, alamin natin kung bakit nangyayari. Malinaw naman na merong nakikinabang. At sinabi na nga ng DA, ayaw niyong aminin na importer. So madalit sabi, kailangan matumbok natin itong nagkakartel ng bigas. Yung hoarding at profiteering, mabagsak ito doon sa dating batas na napaka wala namang lakas para hulihin talaga. So kailangan muna magkaroon ng abnormal situation. At dapat Mr. Chair, ang National Council makonvene and then magkaroon ng enforcement group, maimbestigahan kaagad ito at nang mahuli natin ang mga nagkakartel. And then eventually, malaman natin din yung hoarding and profiteering, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Now,
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chairman,
Andito na kasi yung mga
yung data mo.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Din lang eh.
I just want to interject along the line of Congressman Briones. May binanggit po siyang mga pangalan na di umano ay top 10 rice importers ng ating bansa. Has the committee invited them?
They're all here.
They're all here. Nandito po sila.
Yes. If you allow me, one by one.
Can we ask them to rise, Mr. Chair?
Okay, may I ask Attorney Elias of saying, no, Miss Ginny Tan of BLY Agri Venture. They're here. Miss Irene Casino.
Mr. Chairman, maybe the COMSEC can guide me because
Yes, I think we are now in that particular level wherein we can ask them kanino sila nagbenta o sinong bumili sa kanila
Oo.
at sa magkano presyo.
kasi kung pinangalanan na rin naman sila, Mr. Chairman, at nandito na, di magandang malaman na natin mula mismo sa kanila kung ano ang nangyari dun sa bigas na ipinasok po nila. Matanong ko lang, Mr. Chair, if I may, while we're waiting, ito ba lahat binibigyan ng permit ng BPI? Lahat ba ito dumadaan sa'yo?
Mr. Chairman, thank you, sir, for the question. Yes po, registered.
Hindi mo ba napansin na yung mga nabanggit na kumpanya ni Congressman Brion, base sa mga listahan ng pagmamayari, iisa lang yung dalawang top rice importers natin?
Sir, since nagre-register naman sila at wala naman po silang...
No. My question is simple. He mentioned two companies and he enumerated the officers of those two companies. BPI, did you not check whether or not these two companies were actually owned by one individual? Yes or no?
Hindi po napacheck.
Bakit hindi nyo chinek?
Sir, ngayon po, nire-review na naman.
Hindi mo pwedeng ngayon i-review yan. Tapos na nangyari, ngayon yung gagawin yung trabaho ninyo. Dapat, nung nag-a-apply pa lang sila, chinek nyo na kaagad. Malay nyo ba, baka mamaya yung top 5 na yan, tatlo lang pala mayari. Yung top 10, di ba? Tapos sasabihin nyo sa amin, ngayon nyo lang gagawin yung trabaho. Hindi pwede yun.
Mr. Chairman, may I? Since corporations po ito, sir, we are checking po kung sino nga po yung mga may-ari. And we asked...
Anyway, Mr. Chairman, can we just request that these importers present themselves to the committee? Then if I may, Mr. Chair, I'll just reserve my questions later.
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Chair.
nandito ba itong may-ari ng RBS saka Soda Trade Corporation, Mr. Chair?
Yes, si Ma'am Rosalyn Shimukawa. Ma'am, you're recognized. May gustong itanong sa inyo si Congressman Briones. They're all here. Miss Ginny Tan, Irene Casino, Irene Chu, Jade Say,
Mr.
Marty
Chair.
Doctolero, Thelma Martinez, Mr. Carl Benz Pandarawon, Attorney John Patrick Ramirez, Miss Nina Balboa, and Miss Malu Miraflor.
Mr. Chair, have they taken...
So, I don't know how,
Mr. Chair.
ministerially, I don't know how to, this administrative nightmare.
Yeah. Well, Mr.
Where-
Chair?
Where will I put them?
Okay.
With
We're
the
out of-
permission, Mr. Chair, I'm sure we can make some space siguro from, I think there's some agencies with numerous
So, may I ask PCC,
attendees.
PSA, and sino yung nasa gitna nyo? Can you sit at the back?
It's PNP
And
and AMLAC.
AMLA.
Oh, baka pwedeng, SEC pwedeng bawasan.
Can we reserve
Chair.
that 5 seats? 5 each. First, may we call immediately Miss Ginny Tan, Miss Irene Casino, Miss Irene Chu, and Miss Attorney Jed Sate,
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
and Mr. Marty Doctolero.
Mr. Chair, once they have taken, Mr. Chair, sorry,
Yeah.
may I be recognized?
Yes, we will.
Okay.
Yes, Congressman Reyes.
Yes, once they have taken their seats, before they are recognized and they could be answering questions, we'll request the COMSEC to administer an oath to them.
Okay. So may I ask all the following persons to please stand up. Miss Jeannie Tan, Miss Irene Casino, Attorney Irene Chu for River Valley, Attorney Jade Sate for River Valley, Mr. Marty Doctolero for Vitram Marketing, Miss Telma Martinez, Lucky Buy and Sell, ito yung pinakamarami, Mr. Carl Renz Pandarawan, Nan Pistu Agri Traders, and then Mr. John Patrick Ramirez of Pioneer, and Miss Nina Balboa, Miss Malu Miraflor. Can you please just stand up now? Can you administer?
Si Mr. Gerard Cruz na
And Mr. Gerald Cruz for King B. Co. and Ma'am Rosaline Shimokawa of RBS Universal Grains. Wala naman kayong ginagawang masama, huwag kayong matakot.
Mr. Chairman, can I just inquire?
Who
Who is Mr. Gerald Cruz?
Can you stand up first and we will administer the oath?
Yes, sir. May I just repeat? Miss Jenny Tan, Miss Irene Casino, Attorney Irene Chu, Attorney Jed Sid, Say it, Mr. Gerard Cruz, Mr. Marty Doctorero, Ms. Thelma Martinez, Ms. Rosalyn Shimokama, Mr. Anselmo Econg Jr., Mr. Carl Brens Pandarawan, Attorney Adi Jose, Mr. John Patrick Ramirez, Ms. Nina Balboa, and Ms. Malu Villaflor. Sirs, ma'am, please stand up. Thank you. Please raise your right hand. I, please state your name. Do solemnly swear that the testimony I will give before the Joint Committee or Murang Pagkain Super Committee of the House of Representatives will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Salamat po.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Chair.
Yes, Tina.
Mr. Chair, I think we have met all the factors to reduce the price of rice. Kasi sabi nga po ng NEDA kanina, ang malaking bagay yung binigay po sa atin ng Pangulong BBM na 15% na tariff, yung gate price natin bumaba na. So nagkakaroon tayo ng problema once na mag-issue po ng permit ng i-import na bigas. At doon naman po ay nasusundan ng BOC kasi pag may mga smuggled goods, ay hindi po nila monitor. In fact, ngayon yung 856 million na sinasabi nyo smuggled goods, hindi nyo ma-identify kung sino yung nahuli po ninyo. So dito makikita po natin na parang meron nga pong connivance sa ating po mga government agency kung bakit hindi po natin nami-meet yung target natin na ibaba po talaga natin yung presyo po ng bigas. Kasi sabi nga po ni Sir, last week, nandito po tayo sa Quinta meeting, sabi niya, ang application po ng importation is through online. So hindi nyo nga po makikilala na nadodoble na po at iisa na lang po talaga yung importer po natin. Kung bagsa nakokontrol na po nila, may hoarding na po dito eh. Sa ating po mga traders, sa ating po mga players, kasi sila na lang po yung may hawak noong stock, sila na po ang kumokontrol dun sa presyo po natin ng bigas.
Thank you. Noted.
Mr.
And
Chair, may I just...
may I just recognize my good friend, Congresswoman Franz Castro.
Mr. Chair, can I just be very brief? Can we just for clarity for everyone, may we also know from our traders, our importers, kung pwede ba malaman if kayo po ay bumibili rin ng local na palay? Can you just state if your company is engaged in local trading? Wala po sa inyo.
Pwede natin isa-isa.
Pwedeng isa-isa lang. Mr. Chair, thank you just for clarity for our discussion purposes.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Chair.
Hindi, para let's clear the, ilan lang naman ang pangalan. Miss Jeannie Tan, do you buy domestically?
yes, we are buying local rice from Cotabato.
Ay, may bigas para sa Cotabato.
Meron.
Mr. Chair, pwede malaman po yung kumpanya. Ma'am, anong company po ninyo?
BLY.
DLY
Thank you,
Agriventure.
thank you.
Okay. Attorney Irene Chu of River Valley. Do you
Good
buy-
morning, Your Honor. Purely importer po yung client po
Thank
namin.
you. Attorney Jade Sate of the same. Gerald Cruz of Kingco. Kingbico.
Imported po.
Pure imported? Okay. Mr. Marty Doctolero of Vitram.
Only about 5% local, Your Honor.
Okay. Telma Martinez. Telma Martinez, you're the one with so many applications. Yes, ma'am.
Pure importation lang po. Your
Taga saan po
Honor.
kayo?
Taga Davao City po.
Ah, okay. Puro Davao, ah. Rosaline Shimukawa.
Buy local also.
Ah, may local ka. Anong porsyento?
Maybe about 3 to 5%.
Ah, so halos wala. Okay. Carl Benz Pandarawan.
Mr. Chair, purely imported po.
Ah, so halos pure imported. Adi Jose.
Mr. Chair, for G4 Rice, Milias po.
Purely.
Not pure, we do both importing.
You're from where?
From G4 Rice Mill.
No, which part of the country?
There is po in Bulacan, Nueva Ecija, and
Ah,
Bulacan.
that's why you buy it domestically.
Yes.
Because you're from Bulacan. John Patrick Ramirez of Pioneer. O bigyan nyo ng mic.
Mr. Chair, imported lang rin po. Importation lang po.
Pure. Okay. Nina Galboa.
Sir, pure imported po.
Pure importing. You're operating from where?
Grain Lane representative.
Then where?
Here in Bulacan, Manila.
Nasa Bulacan ka, pero hindi ka namimili dyan?
Hindi po. Pure imported lang po.
Miss Malu Miraflor of Mindanao AgriPlus Corporation.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Pure importation po.
You're operating from where?
Authorized representative from Mindanao AgriPlus po.
Yeah, where do you operate?
Davao and Cebu po.
Davao and Cebu. Okay, so
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, perusing the financial record of...
Sir, may I recognize our esteemed expert, Congressman Swansing. Yes, sir,
Yes.
you have the floor. Then
Yes.
after that, I go back to you.
Yes, this is in relation to the topic of Congressman Briones. Perusing the financial position of all the top importers listed here today, I see that the subscribed capital of each company is around 1 million pesos. And to think that they are importing millions, hundreds of millions worth of rice. May I now request AMLA, Mr. Chair, to check the financial records and transactions of all these top importers and report their findings to this committee, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Mapapadali sana trabaho ko, pero Anong tawag dito? Hindi executive session. Ano lang, informal lang. Session suspended. Amla, pwede mo bang gawin yon kung wala naman predicate crime? You're here, pinadala kasi natin sa likod eh. Nawala tuloy.
Kasi pinaalis natin.
Pinalayas kasi natin. Asa na siya? Nandyan siya eh.
Sa likod pa, labas.
Uy, Amla, nasan ka?
Sa labas nga.
We have a legal issue. Can we investigate their access their bank?
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Chairman, before we ask AMLA to report to us or to speak before us, Mr. Chairman, I think the request was for AMLA to monitor yung financial transactions nila.
Oh, pag
So-
above 500,000 naman, those are reported transactions.
That's correct, Mr. Chair. But the point here is that if the transactions are way beyond the financial capability and capacity of their corporation, there's a big question mark lying on our heads, no? And perhaps that's the reason why yun ang gustong itanong ni Congressman Swansing. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I know.
Precisely, that's my point, Mr. Chair. Because we're talking about carteling dummy corporations. And I would like to ask other government agencies to participate in this Kintakum to help us, Mr. Chair. Mapadali tayo dito, Mr. Chair, kasi kung wala sila capability to finance their importation, someone or somebody is financing them. So mapadali tayo. Pupunta na tayo ngayon sa traders na yan. Ang next step natin.
Amla, are you here? Pinalayas kasi natin.
Mr. Chairman.
Can I don't know how to rule on that motion because pinapakit na po yung AMLA. So in the meantime,
Mr. Chairman, while we're waiting for AMLA, can I just have a point of clarification?
yes.
Yes, thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, the name of Mr. Gerald Cruz was mentioned earlier.
Yes.
Can that Gerald Cruz present himself? I'm just curious, no? Mr. Cruz, taga saan po kayo?
From Angat, Bulacan.
Okay. Tapos saan po kayong kumpanya bumabahagi? I mean,
Sa King B
nagtatrabaho?
po, King B.
King Biko.
Okay. Hindi po kayo yung Gerald Cruz na taga Davao.
No, sir. No, Your Honor.
Any other questions? Can I make a question ng Jean B. Tan? Jenny, where are you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Magkano ang pasa mo dun sa... Lahat ba to ikaw mismo nagbibenta?
I mean, ako po.
Ay, hindi ibig sabihin na meron kang isang malaking tindahan, puro bigas, tapos pupunta kliyente doon?
Meron warehouses at saka nagbebenta kami.
So, you're not just an importer, you're a wholesaler?
I am an importer,
Wholesaler, no?
wholesaler,
So, you're both a wholesaler and an...
wholesaler, importer, retailer.
Okay. So, now, may I ask Irene Chu? Ma'am, where are you?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Are you, so, malaki-laki ka rin. So, meron ka rin sarili mong warehouse, obviously.
Your Honor, yung client ko po meron pong sariling warehouse.
And then, are you wholesaler too?
Wholesaler po sila, yes. But they sell to wholesalers po.
So, parang to kasing ipira eh. Kung mababali mo lang yung wholesale sa importation, we would have not have this incestuous pricing relationships. So lahat sila. So, River Valley yun. Gerald Cruz, wholesaler ka rin?
Yes, Your Honor. Wholesaler po.
Importer, wholesaler.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair.
Okay, Mr.
Mr. Chair,
Marty
can I-
Doctolero. I'll finish this now.
Mr. Chair. Gusto ko malaman
Marty
taga saan
Doctor
si Gerald Cruz kasi sa distrito ko yan eh. Saan nga? Saan sa
From Angat, Bulacan po.
Saan?
Angat, Bulacan po.
Saan nga roon? Sa
Saan po
Agad?
sa Santa Lucia?
Okay. Swerte mo, kasama ka sa Bulacan Ecozone. Yeah,
Mr. Chair,
Dr.
we are an importer. We sell to wholesaler.
You sell to wholesaler.
To wholesaler.
So you don't
We don't
wholesale.
do we don't do wholesale. When you say wholesale,
You're the first one.
yeah.
Okay.
When you say wholesale, kasi you have a physical store.
Correct. That's what I'm saying.
So as an importer, we don't have physical store. We only have warehouse. That's why importers sell to wholesaler.
Correct. But most of them are saying that they are wholesalers too. Telma Martinez. Ma'am,
Yes, Your Honor.
are you a wholesaler also?
Yes, we sell wholesale from our import.
Asan po yung mo? Yung...
Yung warehouse?
Opo,
Nasa Davao po.
Davao. So, yung bigas mo saan binabagsak? Aling port?
Pag galing sa barko, direkta na yan sa mga wholesaler. Direkta na. Tapos yung iba, pag hindi makaya namin mag-direct, mag-deliver, ibaba sa bodega.
So wholesaler ka rin? Ma'am?
Doon ang bagsak.
O dinidiretsa mo na doon?
Dinidiretso na, galing sa diretso na yung mga, kasi bago kami
Mas maganda nito, isa-isayin ang mga kwento ng bawat isa. Sino may kapasidad pero,
Mr. Chair, can I ask a question to the chair?
yes.
Yeah. Mr. Chair, maybe we can define an indentor, a wholesaler, and a retailer, so we aligned with the terminologies and what our good resource person who are speaking. Because apparently most of them are possible indentors eh. The way I'm hearing things
Yeah. Jet, is there a differentiation between an importer and an indentor?
Your Honor, as far as customs is concerned, the consignee is deemed the importer.
And then, but there's a difference between an importer and a wholesaler, definitely.
Yes, Your Honor. As far as we're concerned, there should be a difference. But again, as far as customs is concerned, we only deal with consignees that are accredited to us and are importing goods.
Pero ang gusto niyang malaman, may mga combination at may mga pure wholesaler, pure importer and importer na wholesaler din.
Your Honor, we can work with, I don't know, DA or DTI on this matter because we need, the Bureau of Customs can provide them with data on who imports and the volume. And
Mr.
maybe
Chairman.
DTI and DA has that data on who among these importers actually.
Tapusin ko apat na lang. Shimukawa?
We are importer and we sell to wholesalers, sir.
You don't wholesale.
We sell to buyers in bulk, for example, 1 truck, 2 trucks, like that. But we don't do, retail.
Okay, thank you. Anselmo Eco. Sir? Importer or importer wholesaler?
Importer and wholesaler, Your Honor.
Okay, you do both. Itong Rosalie Barnuevo, ikaw din ba to si Mukawa?
No, sir. My mom is the horizontal.
That's why I thought you're the same. So, is she your mom?
We were the one mentioned earlier na ako yung RBS and she's Soda Trade Corporation, who is actually our matriarch.
Okay, matriarch. Ma'am, do you do wholesaling?
I'm a importer, wholesaler, and retailer, also in Iligan City.
Thank you. Adi Jose?
Mr. Chair, the client po, G4 Rice Mill, is an importer, wholesaler, and retailer din po.
Okay. Ramirez?
Mr. Chair, can we also ask where they're based other than the roles that they play?
Uulit ako.
Mr. Chair, and also whether they own mills.
Okay,
Nagmi-mill din sila.
John Patrick Ramirez. Ikaw ang ano,
Mr. Chair,
Importer ka ba?
only.
you're an importer definitely.
No wholesaling po.
Do you, may wholesaler ka?
We don't wholesale.
May rice mill ka?
Wala. Importation.
Saan naka-base yung warehouse mo?
Bulacan po.
Bulacan.
Yes po.
So, no domestic.
Local rice, no local rice.
Saan sa Bulacan po?
We're in Bulacan, Mr. Chair.
Marilao.
Saan po?
Marilao, Bulacan po.
Marilao, ang lapit. Nina Balboa. Yes, ma'am?
Sir, importer selling to wholesaler.
So
And
you
then-
don't do wholesale.
No. And then
You don't have a rice mill.
no.
Where do
Only
you operate?
warehouse.
Where do you operate?
In Bulacan, Intercity.
Bakit puro Bulacan to?
We have a lot in Bukawi. Mr. Chair, that is Bukawi, Intercity. Yes, Mr. Chair.
Siya? Grain Lane Dealers siya. Miss Malu Miraflor. Asan si Malu?
Mr. Chair, importer po only. We sell to wholesaler po.
Where are you based?
Okay. May I just ask Attorney Irene Chu, Attorney Jade Said, and Attorney Adi Ose to produce your special power of attorney to represent your companies?
Yes po, Mr. Chair.
Have you submitted it?
We have them po on hand, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Since in deference to Congressman Swansea, is the SEC around? You can question now.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, with all of the people that we have invited, the importers, wholesalers, and retailers, I'd like to throw the question to the Bureau of Plant Industry. What is the process flow when you accredit them? Do you accredit them as an importer, wholesaler, or retailer?
Glenn?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you po. The procedure is they are given license to operate as an importer. An importer po. It doesn't matter if wholesaler or retailer, hindi na po namin yun na.
So walang violation yon.
Wala naman po. Pag nasa in order naman po yung kanilang documentation, at wala naman po silang derogatory records from our assessment, ay okay naman.
Yes, I agree with you when it is in order. Actually, in order naman lahat ng documentation. But it does not fix doon sa nangyayari ngayon na mataas ang bigas. So, may problema talaga. And Mr. Chair, before I end, I'd like to also retain a question or query sa PCC kung ano ang mga ginagawa nila sa lahat ng problemang ito. Yun lang po, Mr. Chair, maybe next time. Or
Pinalayas natin yung PCC.
Oo nga
Saan na
eh.
ba siya?
importante kasi sila eh. Since DA cannot regulate, they just issue all these permits. And of course, they're not deputized to hulihin ang lahat ng ito. What is PCC doing with all of these matters? Yun lang po, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chairman, point.
No, kasi sayang naman ang ano. We now have here from SEC Attorney RJ Bernal and Attorney Pamela Lorraine Ramos, who can go one by one with these top 10 companies with respect to their SEC registration and capitalization. May I now call on Attorney RJ Bernal and Attorney Pamela Lorraine Ramos. Yung AMLA, inahabol namin sa baba.
Pinalayas kasi.
Yes, may I recognize SEC? Kumakain din sa baba. Para we can lay the groundwork for all the questionings rather than, fishing around.
Mr. Chairman.
Congressman Biron, co-chair.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I would like to direct this question to ASCOM Maranilla. With respect to the importation records of all these importers, have you undertook due diligence with regard to the declared value of all their importations to ensure that there is uniformity of the amount in their commercial invoices to avoid any technical smuggling in the form of undervaluation? Have you done that?
Yes, Your Honor. We have a reference valuation that we implement, and these references are based on our coordination either with the host country or a publication like LiveRise, for which the Bureau of Customs has subscription over, Your Honor. So if the importers declare values that are below reference values of the Bureau of Customs, they're required to submit additional proof of their transaction value. If they fail to do so, we question the value and subject them to automatic upgrade of the values, Your Honor.
So which means that if the value is lower than the reference value based on the country of origin, you stick to the reference value instead of the transaction value. Is that correct?
Your Honor, per our law and the WTO, the primary valuation should be the transaction value still. So the first move is to question the transaction value because they're below some references. And as a risk management tool, we're allowed to question values that are below our references and other information. If they're unable to prove that these are actual transaction values, meaning they're not able to produce additional supporting documents like their sales contracts, telegraphic transfers, or letters of credit, then we impose our jurisdiction and reject the transaction value based on WTO rules and make the basis not the reference value, Your Honor, but the basis for that reference value, which is most likely a value based on identical importation, which is akin to the prices that we get from our sources.
All right. So in those occasions where the transaction value differs from the reference value from the country of origin, do these importers contest your findings, or do they conform to the decision of the BOC to base the tariff based on the reference value?
Some, Your Honor, would pay under protest and therefore would have an administrative proceeding. If they win, they get a refund. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, a majority of which conform to the value that we stick to, Your Honor.
Yes, because that brings me to the question earlier raised by Congressman Swansing, that the transaction should conform to the amount declared in the commercial value. Otherwise, government will be losing more money. Ni-reduce na nga natin yung tariff from 35 to 15%, and yet we would experience importers doing undervaluation. So double whammy yung gobyerno dito. So we just want to ensure ASCOM and Combien na tama, no? That Customs should be very vigilant in ascertaining that the transaction value is indeed closer or at best, mas malapit doon sa reference value from the country of origin.
Yes, Your Honor, we're doing that very strictly, Your Honor, and we're very much aware, especially with the advent of the RTL, that and we have targets also for the Rice Competitiveness Enhancement Fund. So we're making sure that we collect the right taxes by strictly enforcing and guarding out the duties being collected through the reference system of the Bureau of Customs.
All right. Based on the record of Customs, we have rice coming from three basic sources. I think number one is Vietnam, number two is Thailand, and number three is India. What is the composition of this importation? What is the bulk of the rice coming from Vietnam and the rest of the countries?
Your Honor, we'll just verify the data that we have.
Mr. Chair.
Pasensya na po yung ano. We have a long line here. Yes, you are the first one, Attorney Briones. Congressman Briones.
Yeah. Tuloy ko lang yung...
Oh, yes, and then after you, it will be Arman Panaligan, then Erwin Tulfo, Stella Kimbo, Janet Garin, Horacio Swansing. Pero sayang, yung AMLA daw babalik bukas, ano na, Loreto Amante, Wilter Palma, and Representative Ray Reyes. So you have nine who have listed to ask questions.
Chairman.
Thank you, Mr.
So
Chair.
after Briones, it will be Panaligan.
Thank you,
Will
Mr.
you be
Chair.
listed? You make an interjection.
No, just to the AMLA, Mr. Chairman. Kasi po, if the chairman in this honorable committee will join me, we might invite rather Attorney Arpon and Attorney Dumali of AMLA. Kasi doon sa Quadcom po, sila na po nagpro-provide ng lahat-lahat ng mga trabaho hinggil sa AMLA. And they can elucidate more and better because of the experiences with regards to the Quadcom
Thank you
hearings.
for the guidance.
So,
We'll
Mr.
see.
Chairman, I move to invite Attorney Arpon and Attorney Dumali, Mr. Chairman.
Second the
Thank
motion.
Are there any objections? Hearing none, so the COMSEC is hereby instructed to make the proper invitations and also seek guidance from the speaker. Yes, Briones.
Thank you.
After Briones, Panaligan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. May ko lang yung sa custom. Bago ako bumalik do kay sa RBS Trading Corporation. Kasi last time ng ating meeting, hearing, tinanong ko kung custom si deputy na kailan pa ba yung inyong last na ginawang reference value? Kailan yung last na reference value na pinagbabasihan nyo ngayon? Kailan ninyo ginawa?
Your Honor, we upgrade, we post reference values on a weekly basis, Your Honor, based on rice price index, the latest rice price index. So the Import Assessment Service published reference
Ang tanong ko,
values.
kailan yung...
Every week po, sir. So ngayong week po, fresh yung namin. Bago po yung reference prices namin based on the rice index prices.
Hindi, sa lahat, di ba lahat ng basis nyo pagka ang transaction value hindi, ang pinagbabasihan ninyo yung reference value. Lahat ng agricultural commodities. Tama ba ako?
Halos lahat po naman ng commodities, Your Honor, hindi lang po agriculture.
Pero
Meron
yung
po
last
kami-
na reference value, pag chinek nyo yung website nyo, parang 2018 eh.
Your Honor, check po namin pero ang instruction, ang feedback sa amin ng Import Assessment Service namin, at check din po namin, weekly po yung
So tama yung
Upgrade
inyong mga reference value ng, like say for example, sa chicken, 35 centavos per kilo. 35 cents?
Well, may price index po yun, Your Honor. We'll check on...
Di bale, Mr. Chair, balik na lang ako doon sa
check po namin yung value na yun, sir. Balikan namin.
Balik ka na kay RBS.
kay RBS. Ma'am Rosalyn Simukawa, kayo po ang presidente ng RBS Universal Grains.
Yes, Sir Briones.
Ang inyong shareholdings dito, ilang percent?
I think more than 50%, Sir Briones.
60% ang
Yeah.
more or less, 60%. Kilala niyo, ano niyo po ito si Rayo Simukawa?
Asawa ko po, sir.
O, Japanese, hindi
Yes,
siya
sir.
Pilipino. Kayo ang Pilipino.
Yes, sir.
40%.
Yes, sir.
So, ibig sabihin, almost 100% kayo may-ari nito.
Yes, sir.
Pag presidente ka, kabisado nyo lahat ang nangyayari sa company nyo.
More or less, sir. Hopefully.
Okay. So,
Dada ka pa sa basa.
dito sa Soda Trade Corporation, meron ditong Rosalyn Simukawa, ikaw rin to, 25%.
Yes, sir.
may-ari.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Itong Corazon Barnuevo, President, kaano-ano po ninyo?
Nanay ko po.
Nanay nyo. So, Rosalie Barnuevo, Treasurer, 25% ng shareholdings.
Kapatid ko po.
So talagang iisa ang may-ari. Mukhang maganda ang negosyo kaya nagtayo uli ng panibago.
Sir, Soda, my mother has been in the business for 35 years. She started the business when we were really young. And when I got married in around mga 2012, that's when I joined because I used to work for a private company. So when I got married, I had to, hindi naman ako